Okay, Sapphire.
This is my dad. He's 80 years old. At first glance, very intense, you might say. Until you watch him almost put his foot behind his head. Do you know anybody else that can do this? And he drives fast. And that's not the only thing he can do quickly. He can rip through the alphabet. Backwards. He's been a dedicated husband for 56 years. And a dedicated gambler for at least that long. A smooth operator. Knows his job, household duties, or whatever is expected of him. But there was another side to him as well. Many years ago, in fact, he was about to stand in his spotlight as a country music star on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry. My dad signed an 8-record contract with Sid Nathan at King Records. It was a small Cincinnati label, but it was a good place to get a leg up. His inclusion as an artist member of the inaugural Country Music Association in Nashville in 1958 would almost guarantee him a place in music history. On that first list were the likes of Johnny Cash, Tex Ritter, Marty Robbins, Roy Rogers, Ernest Tubb, Porter Wagner, Grandpa Jones, Dale Evans, the Everly Brothers, and Larry Harvey. So what happened? Why is my dad not a household name?
When he first went, he'd get up and he'd sing lovely. But they kept bringing out beer to the piano. And by 3/4 through the show, he was so drunk you could sing shit, 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 and then it still clapped. Really.
If it weren't for me and the children that he loved so much, and he, in his own mind, he intended to take care of them the best he could. If he didn't have that, I think he would have probably made it better in show business.
There wasn't much money coming in, so I had to get a job up in another place in Toronto, acting screwing gear. And I had a wife and 3 kids, and so I had to keep working to supply the family with food and heat and whatever, money. So I stayed there until I retired.
Okay. So even though I didn't understand it then, I've come to realize I owe my dad a huge debt. To keep the family together, he kissed his music career goodbye. So 50 years later, I'm going to get him the gig he never had. At the Church of Country Music, former home to the Grand Ole Opry, the Ryman Auditorium. No matter what it takes. My dad was one of those performers who never made it to the stage of the Grand Ole Opry. What a wonderful opportunity this could be for a man to realize his dream. At 80, to finally get on the Ryman stage, 50 years later. Can you help me make my dad's dream come true? What the hell are you doing?
Well, I make the calluses by the stove like this.
Crazy.
You just go boom, that's it. Do that 4, 5, or 6 times and you got all kinds of calluses. The whole fingers are done right. You just go bing, and it don't hurt when you're pressing on the strings. That's where blisters coming up with the big one. They're going to get hard.
Okay, now that he seems prepared, I think it's time to get him up on the stage in front of a real audience to see if he's still got what it takes. It's a long way from Nashville. It's a start. All right, let's go.
The season should have made us say, first it's the winter, then it's spring. Not a true love
Good afternoon, Mr. Walden. This is Shane Harvey calling back again. Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Walden. This is Shane Harvey calling again. Hello, Mr. Walden. This is Shane Harvey calling.
One day I get a call from my friend Shane. He says, my 80-year-old dad sings. Would you have a listen? It's like, what? So Shane sends over an MP3, and I have a listen, and I'm blown away.
And after all those messages that I left, Jim only had to make one phone call.
Yes!
So, Dad, my present to you on your 80th birthday is that we're going to take a trip to Nashville, you and me. You better bring your guitar, okay? Because you have a date with the Grand Ole Opry.
He does.
That's so cool! So, I love you, Dad. You really deserve this. Well, now that we have a real gig, it's time for some publicity photos. And who better to lend a hand than world-famous music photographer Barry Wenzel, who's photographed the likes of Johnny Cash, the Beatles, Elton John, and many, many more. I wanted to recreate the original photo shoot from 1958. My dad still had the same suit, the same tie, the same guitar, 50 years later. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
And I'll tell you exactly how I feel. I'm on the loose and I hope that you are too.
So, Dad, I got some more news about the gig. It's October 21st.
How many songs you
You think you could do all 8?
could do all these? It's the dream of a lifetime.
If you did one song, I'd be fine with that.
I don't get long to stand on the stage. They say up in my time whilst Texans lad will celebrate. They're biggest in the USA. Just as it will lose its size. I screwed a couple of words up there someplace.
And what happened this morning?
Nothing happened this morning.
Did you have blood in the toilet though? They gave you a colonoscopy and they could see that you were bleeding inside. Are you worried, Dad?
Oh, what? I'm not worried about nothing. I'm not worried about it. I got no pain. I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about my wife.
When you're depressed like this about Dad and is going to Nashville.
Oh, right now I feel I'm glad he's going, and if I'm depressed, it won't make no difference if I'm depressed if he's here or if he's not here, I guess. And I hope by the time he goes, I won't be depressed, and I'm hoping that I'm going to be feeling well enough to go. I mean, I got all these dreams, and now whether they come true or not, I don't know.
What dreams?
Then I'll go to Nashville too, to see him.
You ever think of going back to Nashville?
Many times, many times.
Why didn't you?
Your family comes first. Music comes in your head. Music is first, but you got to be truthful with yourself, and you got to put your family in front of you, no matter what.
First coming out is son Shane Harvey. I'm going to introduce you, Dad. Good evening, everyone. Please welcome to the stage Larry Harvey.